light and innocence of God. Perfect wholeness of light. To accept this divine truth of who you truly are, that you have not been aware of as you walked in the belief of separation. But this moment is eternal. This moment is devoid of the past, devoid of concept of self. As you awaken to your divine heart, to the light that you truly are, all memories of the past disappear. Only the love remains. All concepts of a separate self disappear. Disappear because it never was. Even though the past seems so real to the mind that has used it as its identity, it is not of God. It was made in the belief of separation, and is the purpose of your journey, the divine letting go, the divine surrender. As light is found again, the light that has always been there but has stayed hidden behind a veil, the veil of lies that say, I can die, and I am separate by a body identification. I am separate from a past that is my own identification made by the past itself, gathered as evidence of lack, as evidence of a need to be defended, as evidence of the belief of wrongdoing. None of this is true. None of this is real. You are the light of God. Your eternal life is actually occurring, even when you're not aware of it. And even though you haven't been aware of it in all of these lifetimes, your divine light is still shining. Your divine light and your wisdom of God is still held for you until you are ready to accept it once again. There is no need for discouragement in the journey of love. The journey is guaranteed. The only choice that you have is when. You can delay in your resistance, in your fear of love, or you can say yes. And as you say yes, all of creation that is in awareness, all of the light receives your yes and answers your yes. The grace of God is constantly whispering to you. The divine spirit of love is constantly directing you, if you will listen. If you will open the heart and the willingness for that divine communion, it is yours. It is happily given, and you can happily receive. All of humanity is in the search for peace. And the peace is in your awareness that there is no battle. The peace is in the awareness and the acceptance that only love is real. Every beloved is being called to put down the swords of knowing. And to let the guidance of love lead the way. Moment by moment, step by step. Clearly, easily, fully leading the way. Will you follow? Peace is who you are, what you are. Light is who you are, what you are. Perfection is who you are and what you are. Innocence is who you are and what you are. Eventually the who falls away. As you return to the divine union of love. In this divine union of love, there is no personal to protect, defend, or in any way to exalt. In the union of love, all is harmonious. In the union of love, all is ease and peace. In the union of love, there is nothing to defend. And there is no other to judge. There is no other to compare with. There is no other to be right about. All enemies disappear in the truth of love. All competition disappears in the truth of love. All getting, needing, disappears in the truth of love. Because the truth of love recognizes that all is here, all is within, all is perfect. moment to moment, step by step, the journey of love. Lead me, dear God. Lead the way. Show me, dear God. Show the way. Illuminate the way, dear God, and I will follow. Let this be your prayer. Let this sing in your heart. Let the music of love's prayer sing in your heart constantly, drowning out the thoughts of the mind, drowning out the opinions, the judgments, the assessments, until they have no hold any longer, because they've all been surrendered. They've all been let go and disowned, no longer wanted, no longer given validity or value, only love, accepted fully, completely, still in the unknown, still saying yes, simply, easily, yes, gladly, happily, yes, step by step, breathing with every step, breathing fully and deeply with the intention of peace and with the intention of love's calling, step by step. Breathing into the heart. And as you breathe into the heart, the willingness to open the heart is your choice. The heart doesn't automatically open because it has been closed in a defense stance, closed, believing in danger, believing in attack, believing that you can die. But now, in the conscious choice, refusing the lies of the past and accepting the yes, I will open my heart. I am here to open my heart. I call on the power of love to break open my heart, do what I cannot do with my yes, with my willingness, asking and calling for love's intervention. Open my heart so that I can breathe, so that I can live, so that I can love. Open my heart. And continuing to breathe and surrendering the mind into the hands of God, not wanting any thoughts any longer that are not the divine truth of God. And breathing as you surrender the mind, surrendering the past, and placing the future into the hands of God. Willing for the future to unfold in harmony and peace, as it naturally does in the hands of God, without the interference of the ego's concepts, the future unfolds in happiness. The future unfolds in gratitude. The future unfolds in the abundance of love, flowing easily and effortlessly in its natural state, unrestricted and nothing to defend. The yes. Willing for the future to be unlike the past, to be new and fresh and of God, to be a place of blessing and light and ease and harmony. And breathing, surrendering, and affirming in this moment that here in the infinite circle of love we are one. And this circle has no beginning and no end. This circle is the continuum of love in which every beloved lives, truly lives, as the divine. In the union of love, all is equal. In the union of love, in the circle of love, all is harmony. Breathing and allowing. Within this circle of love, there is only one presence here. It is the truth of God. This sanctuary is filled with love. Love is all that exists. This universe is all love. Love is all that exists. Nothing that has been made up from the past has any truth or any reality, but love never ceases. Love is the light that shines constantly, the only truth. There is only one presence here. It is the life force of God, the divine strength of God. And within this life force we live and move and breathe as one. One heart, one love. All in equality. No right, no wrong, no more, no less. All divine. Divinely equal in the holy union of love. Accepting one heart, refusing to accept the mind wanderings of the past, the illusions of separation, the identity of being a temporary body, all surrendered, all accepted in the heart. The yes. The yes is a welcoming. The welcoming of the Divine Mother, the aspect of God, that is demonstrated through the Divine Mother as the Divine Feminine, only used for recognition of the divine within the belief of separation. All just the light of God. The Divine Father, the Divine Mother, have no resemblance to the male-female identities of the body. The divine light of God is the divine perfection of love. No limitation, only light. Accepting the wholeness and perfection of all love. I welcome you, Virgin Maria. I welcome you into my heart. Keep me awake, keep me in light. Help me to make a new start. O Virgin Maria, I welcome you into my life and my heart. Take me inside, your arms I'll abide, and help me to make a new start. O Virgin Maria, I ask you to give me my life. Take me from this into your bliss. Stay with me all of my life. O Virgin Maria, I ask you to give me my life. Take all I have, use it for good. Open my heart all my life. O Virgin Maria, I ask for your blessings today. Help me to see, help me to be all I can be in your way. I thank you, O Virgin Maria, for giving me all that I have. Lead me to truth, show me the proof, all that I need to be here. Virgin Maria, I ask you to open my heart. Lead me to truth, show me the proof, help me to make a new start. O Virgin Maria, I ask you to be with my brothers and sisters. Keep them from harm, hold them in your arms, help them to be in their hearts. O Virgin Maria, I trust you, I give to you all of my life. Keep me from harm, show me the way, help me to love this good life. The divine beings of love will lead you, will help you, will comfort you, will open your mind and your heart to the wisdom of truth. In the divine humility of following, of being led, the light shines, the light opens all the doors. The light brings peace and harmony and clarity, merely for the asking. How powerful your asking is, how powerful your prayers are, how powerful the humility of willingness to be led. Here comes the elements of all divine being to heal us. Let's all firm ourselves in the beauty and the perfection of the sun and the moon and the stars and in the Queen of the Sea. I'm here, and what my Father asks of me and what my Father orders me to remember, I have to affirm, to remember love, to remember union, to follow. My Father, my Mother, you are blessing us, giving us your comfort of the truth, the divine the divine light of God, and the remembering that since I am with you, I can never consider myself dead. In the past, I walked a death march, and now I walk to freedom. I walk to the light, being led by love, being led every moment that I willingly accept. Lead the way. Show me the way. La vemos nos curar, vamos todos se firmar, no son a lua nas estrelas e na rainha do mar. Cheguei, já estou aqui, ninguém queira duvidar. O que meu Pai me ordena, eu tenho que afirmar. Meu Pai, vos nos abençoes, nos dando vosso conforto, que eu estando com vós, jamais me considero morto. Stepping out of the darkness of the belief of death, stepping out of the shadows of self-identification into the light with the queen of the sea, the queen of the forest, the queen of the stars, the queen of the moon, the queen of the sun. All the divine aspects of all love. Awakening to that divine union and letting yourself melt as your heart melts into the sun, into the moon, into the stars, into the forest, into the sea, willing to be the wave in the ocean, the creation of God. Every aspect of love, of light, is who you are. Awakening to that divine truth and living, for the first time, really living in peace and harmony, and as the joy, and as the peace, and as the harmony of life itself. So many gifts. There are so many gifts still unopened from your birthday. There are so many handcrafted presents that have been sent to you by God. The Beloved does not mind repeating, everything I have is also yours. Please forgive Hafiz and the beloved friend if we break into a sweet laughter when your heart complains of being thirsty, when every cell in your soul capsized forever into this infinite golden sea. Indeed, a lover's pain is like holding one's breath too long in the middle of a vital performance. In the middle of one of creation's favorite songs, holding your breath. Indeed, a lover's pain is this sleeping. This sleeping when God just rolled over and gave you such a big good morning kiss, and you slept through it. It's time to wake up to the kiss, to the gifts, to the light. There are so many gifts, my dear, still unopened from your birthday. The birthday does not celebrate your day of incarnation, but celebrates your remembering. The journey of remembering. That's what it's all for. Truly, truly, truly your purpose. Why are there so many gifts still unopened from your birthday? The main reason is because you believe that you have your own life and you're doing it yourself. So you don't see and you're not aware of the gifts that are constantly being offered in the illusion that you are alone and separate, and particularly the illusion that you are without, the illusion that you are missing something. In your mind, yes, you are missing something because your mind sees in the distortion of limitation and separation. And as long as your belief is held on to for the concepts of separation, you will continue to see through the lens of lack, through the lens of scarcity. This need not be. This is not God's will for you. This is not the truth. There are so many gifts still unopened from your birthday, waiting for you to receive these gifts of truth, to accept that you cannot be without, that it is not possible that you are without. But how can you truly open to this acceptance, except through the leap of faith that God would not deny you anything of truth, and that you are the reflection of God, and your little identity that you've made is so meager and so trivial, and yet has been so believed in that it has clouded your awareness of the light that you truly are. The ego's game plan is for you to see through the lens of being a victim of the world outside and a victim of your own identity. As long as you believe and you affirm that you are a victim, you can't receive the gifts. You can't accept the abundance. You can't hold both. You can't insist on seeing through lack and believing your own mind and concepts. You can't hold that in one hand and hold truth in the other and believe that they have equality. They have no equality. One is a lie and one is truth. One is real and one is smoke and mirrors. But how can you let go of the smoke and mirrors when you have put your faith in those smoke and mirrors? That is the spiritual journey of faith, of putting your faith in the teachings of love, in the offerings of love, in the opening of your heart, moment by moment, of the prayer of your heart to be helped, to be shown a new way, to call on the divine spirit of love in all of its aspects, to illuminate your awareness as you make the choice to deny the lies from the past. Only you can deny the lies from the past. You cannot be intervened upon, and they cannot be taken from you without them being surrendered and offered and disowned. But love will heal everything that you offer. Everything that you no longer are willing to hold and cherish as what you know. What you know is the pain of the past. What you know is a battleground. What you know is all the concepts of an identity that is on its way to death. What you know is a weird distortion of believing that you are either in a male body or a female body, and then that becomes who you are. When you have been in so many bodies, you have lived in so many bodies, male, female, poor, rich. Every concept has been lived in. But all of them have been wrapped in the belief of lack and sin and death. They don't hold any resemblance at all to the truth of your light. The light and the power of God that can shape change on a whim, that can travel through the universe in a nanosecond, that has no limitation, that has no differences at all from all of love. To open to the many gifts that have been sent to you by God, handcrafted gifts for you. To accept that God would never leave you without the means to remember. If you will ask, if you will make that choice, your choice being the exquisite gift that you didn't know you had before. When you believe that you're a victim, you don't see choice. When you believe that something is happening to you that you are not deciding on, that is the definition of a victim. When you believe that, you are not in touch with the realization that you have a choice in every moment to choose peace and joy or pain and suffering, and what you think you know. Questioning illusion, questioning what you think you know, is the first step in undoing those illusions. And why is it that questioning the illusions of your mind and your thoughts and your ideas and your concepts, why is that such a powerful place of transformation? Because for the first time, you are questioning the validity of your past. Not questioning it with an identity of victim, of why me? What did I do to deserve this? But the realization, everything that I have made of the past is my belief of the lack of love, the belief in pain and suffering as real. I'm being promised that there is no pain and no suffering in the truth of love. Can I accept that? That becomes the questioning. Accepting it without reservation, deeply as possible. In every moment, I will follow. I welcome you, Blessed Mother. I welcome you, Light of God. I welcome you, all divine aspects of love. I welcome you to lead me. I welcome you to show me the way, to unravel this self-concept that I have made. I welcome the transformation. I welcome the healing. I welcome the mind being emptied of all its ideas of the past. I welcome that I don't know who I am, what I am. I am welcome to be shown. I welcome to open to the light, to the new life. I welcome. You would think that this welcoming would be so automatic, and yet it isn't at all. In the belief of separation, in the belief of the need to defend and protect and fight and battle, and to see yourself as unfairly treated, and to see yourself as lacking, that is what seems to be normal from the past. Welcoming the divine is something that you have to consciously be with and invite. When you have spent lifetime after lifetime after lifetime focused on defense, and lifetime after lifetime after lifetime protecting yourself against the shadows of enemies, the shadows of sin, the shadows of wrongdoing, the shadows of condemnation, to welcome the divine is not automatic. It will become automatic. But for now, you have to make the choice. The choice is there constantly. And the acceptance that the choice of what you're choosing between, that you are honestly truthfully to yourself, recognizing that your past was not the truth of God. Couldn't be, because there was no peace there. There was no love there. There was no harmony. There was no awareness of the union of love. So in this journey of remembering to accept the gifts that God is offering, is to welcome the help, to welcome the guides, to welcome the transformation, to welcome the correction. That may be the most resisted, to welcome correction. Mm-hmm. You have spent lifetimes battling, don't tell me what to do, and believing that correction was condemnation. Believing that correction was somehow a way of saying to you that you are not worthy of love, that you were bad, that you were wrong, that you were guilty. None of that's been true. And to accept correction is to be corrected into love, to open the door to love, to your divine self that is free from the mind's distortions of the past. They have no reality. Can everything from the past be put into the hands of God for healing? Yes. Is it necessary? Yes, it is. What the ego would like you to do in the compromise of battle and believing that you will still have control, some sense of some upside down belief that there is something to control, it bargains. It bargains by saying, okay, I'll let go of this, but I'm not letting go of this. I'm keeping my identity of this life. I worked hard for this identity. I protected it. I defended it. I heralded it as successful, or I saw it as weak and lacking, and then hid that behind another facade. I had so many facades that I couldn't tell one from the other anymore. They all have to be surrendered. You don't have to know them, you don't have to see them, you don't have to identify them. Some you will, some you won't, but they all have to be surrendered. Take them all. Take everything that I've made up. Take the defense system that I made and transform everything. That is the prayer of the recognition of the power of God. The realization that you are not doing your own healing. You are surrendering everything that you made up into the hands of love for transformation. You're inviting the miracle by your willingness to surrender your identity. Surrender what you think you know. And in that, Spirit of love happily brings transformation. There's nothing to fear of transformation. It's all gifts. It's all love. Whatever the mind is making up of trying to hold on to integrity of the identity is la la land of upside downness. There is no integrity to be protected of the ego identity. Yes, you made an identity that you believed you had to protect and defend. Defend against the self-hatred within. Fearful of the self-hatred that means nothing. God doesn't see any of it. But it has to be surrendered because it runs your life. It runs your identity. Self-hatred is completely devoid of any truth. There is nothing in God that is calling for anyone to self-hate, self-incriminate. That's all completely made up. Has no truth. To be able to accept, I believed I was separate. Not I was separate and then I found out I wasn't. No, I was not ever separate. No one, there is no I am that has ever been separate. Your beliefs of what you think you know don't make them real. They're real to you because you believe in them, but they're not real. So you're surrendering what you think you believe. And the willingness to accept, I don't know what I am. And then the divine will speak to you and tell you what you truly are. Not with words, with light. Light filling the heart in its natural state. Freedom coming into realization. A weight lifted of pain and suffering. Peace resting in your heart. The power of God has no limitation. The gifts are being sent to you by God. Open them up. But you can't open the gifts of God without surrendering what you made up. You can't obey both. You can't worship both. You can't follow both. That's where the choice is. To realize that questioning illusions is the first step, and then in that questioning, choosing, moment to moment, that you have that choice, and the recognition that you want to be able to be aware, that you want your mind to be awake enough to be aware of the choice. That you want your heart, and you say yes to the choice, moment to moment. Because your choice is completely the decision maker for either pain or peace, moment to moment. How you see the world, how you perceive outside, what you think you see out there is all coming from your own mind. Your mind is the projector, seeing what you believe in and then reacting to your own beliefs. That is insanity. To be at the effect constantly of your own perceptions, your own past, your own identity, And to believe that it's actually coming from somewhere else is insane. Not insane, lock you up insane. Insane because it's upside down and not true. Has no reality. You're the light of God. You're the beauty and perfection of God. To accept these gifts of truth, to open to your divine reality, is to let go of what you have believed of the past, moment to moment. There's no other way, and no one can do it for you. You will not be rescued in any way. To be rescued is to see yourself as a victim that doesn't have choice. To believe in being rescued is to be back being 5 years old, believing that something is happening to you and that you are helpless. You are not helpless. You're the light of God. You've put all of your determination and your being right into controlling what you thought you knew. To surrender all of that, to surrender the determination, to surrender being right, and to trust enough that I'm letting go, I'm surrendering, that I think I have control over anything. I'm surrendering being right. I surrender my life, and love will lead. But that's the faith. That's the trust. And there's nothing that can give you that faith or trust except from within. It's a choice. To put your faith, it's not something that you have to really develop. It's there. You've put your faith in what you knew. It's just you don't want to put your faith in something you don't know. That's what the ego's struggle is. The ego has believed and has convinced that what you know, what you think, what you feel has been real. And now you're being called to let go of what you think you know from the past and put your faith in the ways that you don't yet know. And that you really know moment to moment. Does it engender fear? Yes. The ego uses fear as a deterrent from healing. It uses fear as a weapon to keep you exactly where you are. It's like standing on an edge of a cliff. And the ego seems to be your friend telling you stay away from the edge. Except that it's saying stay away from God. Stay away from surrender. Stay away from the gifts of God. Stay in what you know. Keep living in the past. And many times in a moment, it feels like a logical solution. Yeah, I'll just stay in what I know. I'll stay here and be right. And I'll justify being right. But there's no healing there. And there's no welcome of the gifts of God. And you can't serve two masters. To serve the master of love is to surrender the master of illusion, of self-concept, of self-identity that you've made up, and to trust all the masters that have served humanity's remembering. Since separation began, since that mad idea took hold and said, yes, I wonder what it's like to be separate, and made a separate identity. Ever since that, masters have been serving humanity with truth, with teachings, with parables, with demonstration, with light, with offerings. Everywhere you turn, there's another master. All teaching the same thing. There's only one. There's only love. There's only peace. Nothing else is real except the gifts of God. The beloved does not mind repeating again and again and again. Everything I have is also yours. You are everything that is real. Will you accept the gift? Or will you cautiously, suspiciously question whether it's what you really want? Because eventually it will be what you really want, even if it isn't now. And in the sanity, you recognize it is what you really want. What you really want is peace. That is the gift of God. That is what you are. When your heart complains of being thirsty, there's laughter in heaven, because heaven realizes, and heaven is just the purity of love. Heaven realizes that every cell in your soul capsized forever into the golden sea. So when you complain of thirst, it's all coming from your own mind, because there's no limitation to what is already yours. And to believe the audacity of the ego that has a knowing within its strategy of, well, I don't experience it, so I don't believe it, is to put a coyote in charge of the hen house. You're believing your ego of not experiencing something when the ego is nothing but pain and suffering, grandiosity, and victimhood. There is no love there. It will not recognize the truth at all. Your heart will. But before you recognize it, you have to accept it. You have to take that leap of faith. You will see it when you believe it. When you put your faith in the divine teachings of love and accept them without conditions, not ruminating over them to see whether your ego agrees, you can be guaranteed your ego is never going to agree to any truth. Never. It's going to parse it It's going to be conditional, it's going to judge it, and it's going to cautiously put it aside. It's going to bargain. It's going to play a game. It's going to find other distractions. It's going to delay whatever it can. It's letting go of what you think you know. And all the cautions and all of the belief and perception of threats, that there are threats coming from the outside world, when all the threats are coming from your own mind. That's the only place that's making up things. Not a condemnation, just not true. Unreal. Unreal. As caps every cell in your soul capsized forever into this infinite golden sea, there is nothing that you don't have. But can you accept it? And that it doesn't look anything like your ego's identity of being a body. Has nothing to do with anything of being a body. To be free, to be in the light of love, is to recognize that you're not a body. To let the body serve temporarily as a means of communication, to communicate comfort and blessings. Yes. But to recognize that it is your divine choice of its purpose. It does not decide anything because it has no ability to decide anything. Nothing. To love freely is your constant choice. Love without conditions. Just 3 little words that is the power of the entire universe. Love without conditions. Love without conditions asks nothing. There's nothing to get. Everything is already here. There is no death, no conditions. Nothing to lose, ever. To meet the divine within. I welcome you, Divine Mother. I welcome you, Divine Father. I welcome you, Divine Light. I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you. Lead the way. Take me home. Show me the way. There is nothing in this world that you can compare with the spiritual journey. There's nothing in this world that has anything to do really with the spiritual journey. When you say yes to the spiritual journey of remembering, you are accepting in that moment that you are no longer willing to believe that your identity was ever valid in this world. There was a beloved that said one time, well, then I've wasted all this time protecting my identity. And I don't want to give up all that time I wasted. The distortion of the ego will take anything and make it a distortion, including that, because time is not real. You can't waste time when it never meant anything. It doesn't matter how many lifetimes you've lived in the delusion of being separate. It never meant anything. Nothing happened. You're still exactly as you have always been, the light of God. Can the mind that made up the concept of separation understand that nothing has happened and that time has meant nothing because it doesn't really exist? No. The mind can't understand it. That's the faith. The leap of faith to accept, I don't know anything. Thank God I wasn't right. Thank God. Because everyone's story is exactly the same. Exactly the same. There are no better stories, worse stories. There are no different stories. They're all the same. They're all the belief of separation. That's it. It doesn't matter what kind of story you made up. It doesn't matter how much time, how many lifetimes you've been walking. It doesn't matter. Age has no relevance. It doesn't matter. It means nothing. You're the light of God. Nothing else is true. Nothing. You can't waste time. It doesn't exist. It isn't real. And that's what you will recognize in your heart's awakening. That, oh, it meant nothing. Timelessness. This would be as ridiculous as asking God, how old is God? How old are you? As old as God? Eternal. Infinite. Has no progress. The eternal and the infinite have no limitation. The eternal, the infinite, cannot be of time. It's not possible. But time can be used temporarily because of the belief in time, the belief in linear time. To surrender time into the hands of the Holy Spirit, to give time, to surrender your relationship with time, everything you thought you knew about it, everything you thought it meant, everything that has held the body as your identity, everything surrendered to be used temporarily by the Holy Spirit for your remembering. Surrendering everything. Lead me. Lead me, lead me, lead me. I welcome you. So that I can return to the awareness that I am living in the golden sea. That I have never been thirsty. That my thirst has always been quenched by the truth. That I can't be without, and to accept and to surrender the future into the hands of God, meaning 1 second from now is God's. All of time is God's. No longer willing for the future to be like the past. Surrendering. Take this life. Take this life. And you let it be used only for remembering. Take this life, oh God, and use it. Use it for remembering. not having any idea of what that might look like. Doesn't matter. But God's will for you, even while you are not awake, God's will for you is peace and joy. God's will for you is always happiness, but that happiness cannot come through an ego identity of getting, defending, knowing, protecting, believing that you can be unfairly treated, believing that there is something to protect and defend at all. Can't. Then you're not accepting the gift of happiness, which is in the I don't know. I don't know, but I'm so glad I'm not right. Let that be your prayer. Let that fill your heart with deep, deep gratitude that you're not right, and that your past isn't right, and that your past isn't the truth of you. You are the light of God, unchangeable. A lover's pain is like holding one's breath too long in the middle of a vital performance. Don't cause pain to yourself in your own separate thoughts and your own separate beliefs of limitation and separation. But first recognize where that pain comes from. It comes from the thoughts of the past. It comes from your own mind. It does not come from outside. Nothing is happening out there. Thank God. Because if it was, there would never be healing. The power is within you to surrender your perception of separation. There is only one problem: the belief that you are separate from God. Doesn't matter how many mind concepts the ego makes of problems, they all are one problem: the belief you are separate from God. And there is no problem because you are not separate from God. So everything that you're thinking about with problems, reactions, ideas of anything, it's all made up. There's no problem. You're not separate from God. To accept that is to accept the universe as your home, as the truth of who you are, as one. Come home. The gifts are waiting. The gift of love is you. Accept it, receive it, and then offer it. Don't look for it outside. It's inside. It's within your heart. Meet the divine. Meet the friend within, with offering love and surrendering all beliefs of criticism, all beliefs of self-doubt, self-attack, self-aggrandizement, self-controlling, self-ideas, and open to the divine self that is in the holy union of your heart, the one heart. Meet the divine. It's who you are. Free of all judgments, all concepts, all assessments, all opinions. The torture of your mind is self-promoted. It's the self-hatred, the self-torturing. It isn't God's will for you to suffer. It is not of God. So it's not true of you either. Refuse it and accept the light. Accept the peace that is here right now. Have no opinions about anyone, anything, any situation. Nothing. Nothing to have an opinion about. Means nothing. Be here as the light. It's the truth. It's who you are. In the one heart. In the holy union of love.